Hello, this is Mrs. Travers. There's been a few questions about the journal, and I just wanted to ensure that I showed you what exactly I'm looking for or what's the purpose and intention. First of all, my screen might look a little bit different than yours just because I am the instructor, so I can see more things than you. So if yours doesn't look like this, that is totally okay. Under HHS4U, I've got unit number 1 opened. And it should look like this for you, where you'll have activity number 1, the content, and the assignments. So what I'm asking you to do with the journal is that under content, for the first unit and for the first activity, is that I'm basically asking you to make up a notebook. Notes and information from both the content, which is like a textbook, and the activities that you do along the way. I'm doing it for a number of different reasons. To be honest, the first one is because most students were asking me questions that could have easily been answered by actually reading the content. So this is my way of ensuring that you're going through the content and have the information that you need. The second part of that is that this is a university preparatory course, and I want to ensure that you are doing the readings, making notes, and preparing for the activities that you need to do, much like you would in university. So here at Unit 1, Assignment 1, as it says in the top, this is the introduction to understanding the family before we even get into sociology, anthropology, and psychology. Here we have at the top an explanation as to how to keep it. It's totally up to you. I'm going to show you a Google Doc that I've started. Google Docs is compatible with D2L and programming and how you can hand it in. My school at PCI, we are also Googleified. We use everything Google, so it's very common for me to be able to do that. So I've opened up a Google Doc. If you've never done that before, you should have enabled your Google Apps through this program, and you can go to docs.google.com. You just type that into the URL space up there, and it will come to this. Now I create lots and lots and lots of documents. I use Google Docs for a lot of things, and a lot of things in class specifically. So if you want to start a new document because you don't have any there, you can just click on blank. You can actually see that I've started it here. This is my most recent one, so it's sitting right there. This is what mine has started to look like. I've titled it my journal so that I'll be able to find it, and I'm going to outline or give it a title so that I know each unit and each activity so that I can separate them from each activity and I can know where to find that information. So what do you put in there? Number 1, going back to the content, the first one says to why study the family, is family important to society? And I have answered yes. Why study the family? It's important because, and then I just outlined my answers here. After brainstorming, read the article. So I clicked on that, and then it asked me to go to here. How would you define family? Where you can click on the Padlet, which is a link that I have created to Google extension apps. So we'll use those throughout. You can just go to padlet.com, and there's a number of different ways to access that. I've created a link here, so I can just click on that. And here's the one that is currently active for our class. What I did is that I took my definition from last year and I put it in here first, and then can put it in the Padlet. You should have it in multiple places, as this is your notes and the things that you're doing along the way. So if you answer something here or even post something, that it's okay to put it in your journal as well. It's a record of what you're doing in class. So the next part was, after I've posted to the Padlet, there was definitions of the family, and I was having a tough time summarizing them, so I copy and pasted them so that I have them in my notes too, and that I don't have to go into D2L, the program, to actually find those. If I need to work on an assignment, I have my notes there. So the next part that it asked us to do is do a three-way diagram. Now, there's a link here that I can actually open up one. I knew that I would have spent a lot of time trying to figure out a way to make this happen. It's a PDF, and I could open it up in a number of different things in order to be able to type in there. Doc Hub is one. I could work it on my iPad. I could do a number of different things. However, I just wasn't in the mood to do it. It seemed like a lot of work for me for very little gain. Sometimes technology frustrates me as much as I'm able to use it. So I literally drew this on a piece of paper. I have Google Docs on my phone, so I took a picture of it and I uploaded it onto the Google Doc using my phone. So it literally took 30 seconds. So this is the Venn diagram activity that I was being asked to do. You don't have to do it electronically, but anytime you're doing a worksheet, you should post it into your Google Doc, just so that you have a running record of it. These journal spaces, or even when you're making notes, are a good place to do that. So the next part was the Vanier Institute, and here we have some journal prompts again. So coming back, I couldn't summarize them any better than the Vanier Institute did, so I copy and pasted. There was a prompt that said, how does your understanding compare to the Vanier Institute? So I answered that in saying how they're different or how they're similar. The next one is that using the following 6 functions of the family, which are outlined right here, complete the graphic organizer. So I opened it up and I have it in both Word and PDF. So I wanted to be able to answer it. I can actually, if I'm really adept, I'm sure there's a quicker way to do it. Whenever I do something and show somebody, they always tell me that there's an easier way to do it. And feel free to tell me if you have easier ways. I like to learn, and that's part of the growth process. If it works, great. Anyway, so now I'm going to fill this in. So function number 1 was physical maintenance. And yeah, I always spell it wrong. One of those challenges. I'm challenged. And then I'm going to fill out the chart. How does this function benefit society? Well, I need to look into, if I don't know what physical maintenance is, then I need to look into it. So physical care of members, socialization of children. Here's more information. It also gave the link to Vanier Institute, so I can look it up for more information. If you Google it, you can find more information, right? So if you don't have the information, look it up. That's the great thing about already being online. So I'm going to fill that out. And then we carry on down. So it says to go back to the Padlet, and if I want to change anything, if this has changed my concept, then I can go back, and instead of changing it completely, I can just put it down below. Family transitions and life cycles, and it says chart or organize the similarity differences between these two charts. What does image 2 tell you? There's a slideshow that I can summarize, and then there's more information down here. So by the time I get through all those content pieces and do the activities and the worksheets, and I've looked up all of those things, then I have a running record for activity 1 of all the things that I needed from that. So when I'm done that, then I'm going to type in here and do my assignments, of course. Activity 2. And then I can continue on, and I know where each piece of information was. So that's the purpose of the journal, what it can look like. If you have any questions, please let me know. In the very beginning, there's a lot of worksheets and a lot of applications to make sure you're understanding. So that's the point of the journal, to make sure that is completed, that you actually go through the content and do the assignments, the worksheets, so that you can complete the assignments to the best of your abilities. So after you've gone through the content and made up your journal, then you can carry on to the assignment. There's 5 different ways to get to the assignment. This is just the way that I choose to do it. So the assignments are here outlined. These are separate from the journal. The journal is to give you the information you need in order to complete these assignments. So just to go through quickly, For activity 1, you're going to do 3 assignments. And there's one big one, assignment number 2, but the other ones are about your connectivity to the content. So throughout Unit 1, you're going to be creating word games. So each activity through the content, pick out 5 words that are new to you, and you're going to make up a puzzle, a word game of any sort. You can use anything that you want. I know people did word searches, they did crosswords. Through Quizlet.com, Quizlet.com, you can create term and definition cards that create games. And then you can either hand them in each unit, or you can hand them in at the end. It's either activity 3 or 4 when you can submit all of those. The second one is a personal opinion essay. So you will be going through and answering this question with the information that you have. It's a personal opinion essay, but it's a supported opinion essay. You need to have evidence to support your opinion. You are also going to write a reflection. So based on your definitions of the Padlet and your definition and concept of the family, you're going to reflect using this as your prompt, as your focus. Those are the 3 assignments that you're going to do for Unit 1, Activity 1. Something else that I think you should pay attention to is as you're looking through all of the different assignments, there are due dates, and I will be posting in the news items when those happen. For me, it posts it right here. You should have it in multiple places where it tells you when assignments are due. This was opened up yesterday so that you could see it. Those 3 assignments are due February 17th. That gives you a week and a half in which to work through the content, finish up your journal, and work through all the steps of that essay. You can finish ahead of time. Feel free to get it done by the end of the week and move on to the next activity. These are guidelines, and after that date, these assignments shut down. I will be putting end dates on those so that you will not be able to submit it after the 17th unless there's extenuating circumstances in which you need to contact me through email, whatever way that works for you. Down here, activity 2, the assignment deadline is February 22nd. So these are important to pay attention to and communicate with me if you have any problems. So those are some of the assignments and things that you need to think about when working through this. If you'd like me to share my Google Doc with you, please let me know so that you can see somehow of what the journal looks like or is for you. Thanks.